So here we are, 50 days to go until WrestleMania, at least at the time of filming this. By the time this comes out, probably 49, maybe 48 days. Still, we're under 50 days to go until WrestleMania 36 in Tampa, where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers play, where there will be a huge pirate ship, one of which Kairi Sane should enter from. She probably won't. It's WWE. Let's be real. However, that's not why I'm here. With under 50 days to go, I got some predictions. Some will be right, some will be wrong, some I'm just going to look like an asshole, and I'm just going to be an idiot. Let's go. All right, first things first, the Intercontinental Title. Right now, Braun Strowman has it. This is usually something that we tend to see go into a ladder match, and that's kind of where I think this is going. I believe we're going to get Braun Strowman defending against, let's just say, about 4 or 5 other people. This just seems like a really good opportunity to throw people into it. Yeah, we're going to have the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, sure, but the Intercontinental title, probably a ladder match. Can you imagine Braun Strowman climbing a ladder and getting the IC title? It's probably going to happen. It's going to not go so well, but it'll probably happen. The United States title, currently held by Andrade, who, spoiler, if you didn't know why he's not on TV, he was written off TV. 30-day suspension for substance, PEDs. He did something bad. He got told to go home for 30 days. But he will be back. Now, the current word is that he could lose this title going into WrestleMania. His suspension is up the day of Super Showdown. So he could lose it there. I personally, at this point, still do not think that he will. I think he will have the title. Word is Paul Heyman is very high on him, which is why he didn't drop the title prior to his suspension. This is something that we usually see happen. Therefore, I see him holding the title going into WrestleMania. That, I think, will be a fatal 4-way. I think this will be Rey Mysterio versus Andrade versus Humberto versus Angel Garza, who just this past Wednesday night on NXT lost in a #1 contenders match for the NXT Cruiserweight title. I think he lost that because it looks like he might be going to the main roster. They might be fast-tracking him up there. Now, prior to the suspension, I would have said personally, I think Andrade is going to retain the title. However, fast-tracking Angel Garza. I think Angel Garza is going to take the U.S. title out of WrestleMania. The SmackDown Women's Championship. Easy enough. I see this going one of 2 ways, and with the predictions video, gotta choose one of them. This, I believe, is either going to go Bayley versus Sasha or Bayley versus Naomi. I'm going to choose the Naomi path. I think Bayley versus Naomi. Naomi glows her way to winning the SmackDown Women's Championship. Kind of uneventful. Not really a Naomi fan myself, but I think she's going to take it. Bayley needs a new shift. Bayley is not... She's not all that good as a heel. She's not really good as a, bubbly hugger. I think she needs a shift. I think she's losing the title. And I think Sasha is going to be the one to cost her. Naomi's taking that title. All right, so let's stay on SmackDown. Admittedly, not a show that I have been too terribly interested in lately. There's a couple stories in there that are fun, but it's not one that I really find myself sitting down and I have to watch this every Friday night. So, I took a little bit of research and took a little bit of reading to see who's got what going on over there. So it looks like the New Day is the current champions. I'm thinking Miz and Morrison are taking those titles home from WrestleMania. And I believe they're going to have a pretty lengthy run that is going to culminate with one turning on the other. Now, we know that The Miz is a fabulous heel. He has just got that punchable face. But with that being said, Morrison can kind of be a detestable jerk as well. So, regardless, with WrestleMania, I think that Miz and Morrison are going to be taking those titles. I think this was the reason why Morrison came back. I think this is the reason why they put him back together. And we need a tag team to go against the New Day to really run them through. So Miz and Morrison, look for them to leave WrestleMania as the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. All right, so we're going to jump back over to Raw now, and we're going to talk about the Raw Women's Title. This is going to be kind of interesting, honestly. Just this past Monday night, we saw Shayna Baszler kind of make her main roster debut. She's been on there kind of hit or miss periodically, but we saw her make her debut kind of as a Gangrel kind of thing. A vampire. Let's hope that's not something that really takes hold. Maybe that was just kind of a spur of the moment. Let's see what happens. Let's see how the crowd reacts, and let's go with it. No, doesn't work. Get rid of it. Out. There goes my clicker. Who knows? I personally think Becky is going to lose that title at WrestleMania. She's had it since last WrestleMania. This will be a almost bell-to-bell year-long reign. Shayna Baszler is the real deal. I think Shayna Baszler is going to be the reason why Becky is no longer champion going out of WrestleMania, with a little help from one Ronda Rousey, possibly. People thought that she was going to show up at the Royal Rumble. She never did. She knows that. She knows people are banking on that. Either way, Shayna Baszler, I think she's walking out of WrestleMania Raw Women's Champion. And now to keep format, how about the Raw Tag Team Champions? Right now, we have Buddy Murphy. Murphy. We like to drop names. And Seth Rollins. Surprisingly, he's not just Rollins or Seth. Give it time. So we have Seth Rollins and we have Murphy as the tag team champions. Again, going back to, we just like to shove as many people on this show as possible. I think it's going to be a fatal 4-way tag team match, possibly elimination match, because we like to have WrestleMania be about 9 hours. So I believe the way this is shaping up, this is going to be Seth Rollins and Murphy versus AOP versus Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe versus the Viking Raiders. And I see AOP walking out as the Raw Tag Team Champions. I don't think they're going to pin Seth Rollins and Murphy. I think they're going to pin one of the other two teams. But this could cause a little dissension and cause some cracks. This could be why AOP didn't win the tag team titles to begin with. They're going to win them at WrestleMania, cause a little bit of dissension among the ranks with the Messiah. So we have a match that is rumored to take place. It's hard to say if it will or not. But where are you fitting AJ Styles on the card right now? Because you're not putting him into what I believe is going to be the IC title ladder match. You're not putting him into the Fatal 4-Way for the US title. He doesn't really fit into the tag titles. So he's going to have his own program somewhere else, somewhere over there. And I think over there is where The Undertaker sits. I think that I am subscribing to the rumor of The Undertaker versus AJ Styles at WrestleMania 36. And if this takes place, I don't think AJ Styles needs to win this match. I think this is more of a dream match than anything else. This is a match that, just like Sting Undertaker should have happened 10, 15 years ago, I think this is one of those matches that we never thought we would see, and we're going to finally see, even though The Undertaker just kind of continually just goes on. At some point, he will stop. But in this one, I believe The Undertaker will defeat AJ Styles at WrestleMania. Now, with all of that being said, do we potentially get a setup for that one? Sting versus The Undertaker. There's been a lot of rumblings, there's been a lot of grumblings going on about this. Sting has actually come out and said that if there was one more match, he would do it. It would have to be against The Undertaker. Backstage rumored talk is that he was approached for Super Showdown against The Undertaker. He turned it down in favor of having this match at WrestleMania. It's the only place he wants it. It's the only place he deserves to have it on both parties, Undertaker and Sting. But coming back to it, AJ Styles, I don't think he needs to win this match against The Undertaker. So I think Undertaker will beat AJ Styles. And then we have the match that hasn't even been made official yet, but I think everyone knows it's coming. After 9 long years, he's back. Edge. After being taken out with a concerto by Randy Orton a couple weeks back on Monday Night Raw, I think we all know this is leading to a WrestleMania match between Randy Orton and Edge. Now, if you look back at the history of WWE, when you come back from such a serious injury, your first real big feud, it's usually with somebody that you heavily trust. Look at Shawn Michaels when he came back after his back injury. He was in with Triple H. You look at Johnny Gargano and Ciampa. After Ciampa came back from the knee injury, he had some hellacious matches with Johnny Gargano. Just now recently, down in NXT, you look at Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai. Best of friends. Mortal enemies right now in the ring. And now you have Edge and Randy Orton. This match, it's hard to say that this is going to be a classic. It's hard to say this is going to be really, really amazing. But the nostalgia factor is going to be there. I think we all know it's coming. And you can almost telegraph this, even though Randy Orton is playing such a phenomenal villain right now. That's just kind of where his niche lies. I think Edge is going to take this one. And it's something that we are all hoping to see. You know, rumor is he signed a multi-year deal. So I would look for this to be the start of something really big. And like Edge said, he wants to end it on his own terms. And this is how he starts it. Edge, in my opinion, will defeat Randy Orton at WrestleMania 36. How about the NXT Women's Championship? So Charlotte Flair won the Royal Rumble. Everyone, or just about everyone, was pretty pissed about this. You know, why Charlotte? Why not somebody else? Why not some up-and-comer? Why not somebody from NXT? Shayna Baszler was there. Why not her? Well, we see where she went, and we see what's going to happen there. But then things got moving. And now Charlotte winning the Royal Rumble seems like a fantastic idea. Because she is showing up on NXT. NXT Superstars are showing up on Raw. I think we're going to get Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair. Now, later tonight, we are going to have Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair at TakeOver Portland for the NXT Women's Championship. I believe Rhea Ripley is going to win that match, and it is going to be one of the best matches of the night. But I don't think this is the last we're going to see of Bianca Belair. Look for Charlotte to get involved in that match somehow, even if she just comes out and has her presence known. She's got to do the scouting to see who she's going to face. This is a great opportunity to do it. So, with what has been happening on NXT between Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair, I can't really see Rhea winning this one and Bianca being thrown off to the side. I think we're going to get a triple threat match at WrestleMania, of which Rhea Ripley will not win. I think that is right where Bianca Belair is going to become the NXT Women's Champion. She will have her WrestleMania moment by pinning Charlotte. With Rhea not being involved in the decision, remember, I'm talking about WrestleMania now, not NXT TakeOver Portland tonight. With Bianca Belair pinning Charlotte, first off, it puts her in a whole other league because not many people are pinning Charlotte these days. Or really ever. I mean, you see it's the same people kind of over and over again. With Bianca Belair pinning Charlotte, you set up Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley with the age-old, you didn't pin me, I want a rematch, I never lost my title to you. So this is how I think this is going to play out. I think it's going to be Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte versus Bianca Belair. I think Bianca Belair is going to have her WrestleMania moment by pinning Charlotte Flair, and Rhea will be left out in the dust until the following Wednesday when we get the confrontation. All right. With two of the world title, main title, WWE Championship, Universal Championship, of those two, I believe the easiest one to call is the WWE Championship match. Brock Lesnar versus Drew McIntyre. It's Drew's time. I think Drew McIntyre is taking that. And I don't think this is going to be a terribly long match. Yes, I know. Super Showdown is in a few weeks. Ricochet is facing Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. And oh my gosh, what if it's Ricochet versus Drew? Let's be real. It's not. It's not. There will be a phenomenal match. Ricochet will put on a show. He will do really well with Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar tends to do really, really well with the shorter, high flyer, lighter guys. He can throw them around and then they can throw themselves into him. But a match between Drew and Brock is going to be just two big, beefy boys just slapping each other around. And a Claymore at the end of it. Drew McIntyre. It's getting his WrestleMania moment. And the Universal title match. So, a couple weeks ago, this would have been fairly easy to call. It would have been The Fiend versus Roman Reigns. Roman's going to march himself into Elimination Chamber, win the Elimination Chamber, challenge The Fiend. We're going to get something for that one. And, we're going to harken back to a few years back when it was Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns, and it was anyone but you, Roman. We're going to get that again. A couple weeks ago, I would have said that. But now it's looking a little fuzzier. With Super Showdown looming in just a couple weeks, we have The Fiend Bray Wyatt versus Goldberg for the Universal title. It's a little difficult to call on that one. If The Fiend is able to put down Goldberg, then I do think we are going to get The Fiend versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. My head says Roman Reigns will win that match. Kind of a coronation for going through everything that he did. And they've kept him pretty far away from the title picture since coming back. My heart, however, says man, I really want The Fiend to do this and just run through Roman Reigns as well. However, if Goldberg wins, who the hell knows? You got the Battle of the Spear. You got Goldberg versus Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is probably winning that match 9 times out of 10. But it's the Goldberg versus Roman Reigns. And then you got The Fiend, who is just kind of out in the wind. Who's he going to take out? You know, just this past Friday night on SmackDown. I know I said I don't really watch it that much, but hey, you're watching this on YouTube. I just happened to watch a couple clips there as well. Is it possible we get a confrontation between Bray Wyatt and Hogan? They kind of teased it on SmackDown. Or in 2 weeks, we're getting John Cena. This is after Super Showdown. Conveniently the day after. Is it possible that The Fiend loses the title to Goldberg the following night, assuming they can get back to SmackDown in time, considering what happened the last time this took place, right around Survivor Series? That's when the NXT takeover of the main roster really started to take place, back when we had an Adam Cole in the main event of SmackDown. Is it possible? Is it conceivable that Bray Wyatt loses the Universal title to Goldberg at Super Showdown, and then the following night on SmackDown, he's confronted by John Cena, setting up a WrestleMania match between John Cena and The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, therefore officially putting John Cena to bed. And you won't be able to see him, because that'll be it. He'll get up on The Fiend's wall, and that'll be the last you see of him. Is this something that is possible? Now, I know I missed a couple titles here and there. I missed the Raw the Raw Women's Tag Team titles. I missed the NXT Cruiserweight title, which is possibly going to be defended on the pre-show. Not every single title is defended on that show. Unfortunately, that does tend to happen. The 24/7 title may end up changing hands like 7 times throughout the entire thing. The show will probably be 8 hours long, so there's more than enough time for this to happen. However, like I said in the very top of this video, Kyrie saying, you need to come down as a pirate. Okay, one more thing that I have to mention. I don't think anybody wants to see Paul Burchill. No one. Okay, maybe a couple. And if he does show up, man, he really needs to fly down from that pirate ship. Somebody needs to fly down from that pirate ship. WWE, you gotta make this happen. Like I said, we are under 50 days to go until WrestleMania. This is a huge WrestleMania. A lot of people are coming back. The Hall of Fame is going to have NWO. And I mentioned this earlier in the day, with Hogan being inducted as a 2-time WWE Hall of Famer, he's going in with the NWO this time. Man, he's got to have that black beard with the white Fu Manchu. He has to do it. He's got to go in as Hollywood Hogan. It's kind of a disappointment if he doesn't. I was not really a fan of Hulk Hogan personally, but when he changed over to Hollywood Hogan, I was kind of a fan. But then he had to face Sting, and that was his biggest rival, and I'm a massive Sting fan. So I fell on that side of the spectrum. WrestleMania season, here we go. I'll see you on the next one.